Alright, welcome to today's video, and in today's video I wanted to address a common misconception I see going on in the marketplace. The misconception is the following. A lot of people falsely think that it is super hard to create and build an info product. While that holds a certain truth, it's not the truth, because if you are starting out, building an info product doesn't have to be that hard. Sure, it's a lot to take in at the beginning, but if you have the clear steps and you know the direction where you need to go, it's actually just a lot of work to build it out, but it's not hard. So today I wanted to share with you how I built my first info product and why it only took me 3 days. So I started out by creating a guide around the topic that I wanted my info product to be around. My info product is about how you can actually build your first info product. I called it the Info Starter Kit, and you can find it at the infostarterkit.com. So why I created this guide to start with is so that I had a clear set of steps that people could follow. I just wrote down a bunch of these steps in Canva, then I went to ChatGPT and I brainstormed a little bit, went a little bit back and forth, and ultimately I came up with the 9 steps that would made up my framework. And as you can see here, this is the actual guide itself, and I came up with the 9 steps, and if you follow those steps, you are able to build your own info product. What I did after that is I created a school community where I put all the information that I wrote down in the guide, and I actually made an info product out of it. The guide itself is an info product because info products can range from just a simple PDF to a super complicated course, or like a community, or it can be a lot of different things. I chose to have a guide at the center, and then for community aspects, I built it in school. And why I did that is because school is a super easy platform to begin with. If you are not that tech savvy, it's super nice to just be building out your course or your community or whatever info product you're building on a platform that is not too hard to comprehend at once. So I built out all the steps, and I put it in a 7-day challenge. Yeah, and it's actually very simple. I took the guide, I recorded a masterclass for it. I put it on my private YouTube, and I set a link, connection to my to that video in here, and people can come in here. They start watching the masterclass. They have a general idea of what they need to do, and then they go to all the different steps. So they will go to the different days, and in 7 days or less, they can build their own info product. And what that looked like for me is the first day I just sat in my office and I created this guide. I just started with the raw data, and at the end of the day I had the raw data ready, and I'm a designer myself as well, so I really like to design it in a nice looking way. So I designed all the graphics for it myself in Figma, but that's not something you really need to do. As long as you have the basic information in there, that's gonna be needed for people to comprehend what you're actually teaching them. That's enough, because ultimately, if you are interested and you look at the Info Starter Kit, you will see that it is actually really valuable to start with a minimum viable product. So a lot of people think that they need to build out this giant YouTube course or like this giant community from the get-go. It's actually not very common that you do that, because if you don't know what the market is wanting to pay for, you would waste a bunch of time on something that's not actually valuable, right? Because if you think it's valuable, that's not a good enough reason to build anything. So you ultimately want to go out in the market as well and see if there is market appreciation for your product, and that way you won't be wasting 2 or 3 months creating a high value course about, for example, how to become a carpenter, and then there's nobody that actually wants to become a carpenter, right? So yeah, and day 2 I took everything that I had in here and I sat down in the office again, and I went on to create a landing page for the course. So what that looks like is this actual page. If you're interested, you can go to info.starterkit.com, as you can see here. I will put a link in the description as well. And I just designed this whole page. And a lot of you might think right now, well, this looks super complicated. How do you actually build a web page or a landing page? And do I need to be a funnel builder? No, you don't. There are a lot of funnel templates that you can just use and implement your own copy on that page, and you are ready to go in like an hour or two. If you use ChatGPT to help you with the copy, you just need to adjust the copy for your specific product, create some custom graphics or even some very basic ones, and you're ready to go, ready to roll. So for me, I created a lot of custom graphics because I really like doing that, and I can do that. So for me, it was very easy to do that, and this just took me a day. And full transparency, the first page that I built out didn't look this good because I wanted to launch. And over the time, I like to update my pages and to get my point across the best I can. So yeah. For a lot of people, it would be beneficial to just use a funnel template to just get going. If you have a first version of your product, you ultimately want to get it out there so you can have a soft launch and people can approve it by actually sending you their money, right? That's why you might want to use some funnel templates. If any of you guys need funnel templates, I have a bunch of them that I can give to you if you just reach out to me via Facebook or WhatsApp on my personal site. I will put a link in the description as well. I'm happy to help. So yeah, that's about it. So day 1 was creating the guide. Day 2 was actually building the landing page for that. And day 3 was the launch. So I promoted it on Facebook and all that. And I'm actually still in the launch phase of this product. So it might take a while. Especially if you don't have that big of an audience yet. For me, I don't have a very big audience, so the launch of this product is a bit slow, and that's why I'm creating YouTube videos, trying to explain it a bit more to other people and like giving more value. So if you think this video is valuable and you want to learn more about info products or you want to check out the Info Starter Kit, look in the description and be sure to follow. I will be uploading a lot more YouTube videos in the near future as I just got my new home studio up and running. And yeah, that's it for now. See you in the next video. Bye.